when you are in the wilderness, remember there are at least 500 pairs of eyes watching your movement. The bark of this tree is used to make chanpatna toys. If you start observing and if you know what to eat, what all you can use as food, you are never too far from your food. So, by not being with nature, we are bound to suffer. Before we started agriculture, we used to forage. We were hunters and gatherers, and this is how we lived. So, that is part of us. Unfortunately, we have made food into a commodity these days, and we are taking in things that we are not supposed to be eating at all. I'm sure you have observed the silence of this place. We just go into a meditative state just by being here. And the beauty is the kind of dense growth that we find here has also resulted in something really interesting. We have noticed the state butterfly of Karnataka here at this place. Usually that is found only in Western Ghats and evergreen forests. But we have noticed the Malabar bird wing, that's the name of the butterfly. It's quite a big butterfly. In fact, it is being discussed as one of the biggest in India after Himalayan bird wing. So, we have noticed that butterfly here in this place. So, definitely this place needs to be conserved for our future generations, and such places anywhere found should be preserved. Otherwise, our kids will only have to learn and study about forests in books. So, now we just go around. We have a nice hill as well. So, I always inform my visitors that you have to bring the child in you as well, because nature inspires Chiguru Eco Space is best enjoyed when you have that child in you. You have to let that child out and enjoy as a child. So, we go on a hike, we eat things that you have not tried anything before. We do things that we have not done for ages, for a long while. So, it's important that we connect that way to keep ourselves fit. This plant here is called Rhygia tintoria. This one, Rhygia tintoria. And the beauty of this plant is it is a native plant to this part of the geography, and the bark of this tree is used to make chanpatna toys. The wooden toys, the colorful wooden toys made in Chanpatna are made using this tree's bark. It's very soft and durable, so that's what makes it so useful. But even otherwise, this plant is highly useful as a medicinal plant. When we break this, we get milk again, like this. We get milk, and this milk is good to cure our toothache. And also, this is a very good material for composting. And this plant leaf also helps in curing skin issues like psoriasis and various other issues. Or when taken internally, it also helps in relieving our stomach infection issues. This is my playground again. I come here quite often just to keep myself fit. I don't need to take a gym subscription or anything. I can just be here and feel exercised. Okay, one thing I need to tell or what was told to me as a child while in college. I was in NCC, and one of my officers always used to tell me, Srivathsa, when you are in the wilderness, remember there are at least 500 pairs of eyes watching your movement. So, be conscious of that, and then make sure you never disturb anything. Okay, so you have to leave the place without leaving a trace, because you are intruding into someone else's space, and you should make sure that it is not disturbed. So, this is something that we always have to maintain, because there are many other species here. It can be as small as an ant or a microorganism, or as a big one. but they all live here. But I just noticed I had some rock agamas moving around here. They are like wild garden lizards and those things. They live here. So we should not be disturbing anything here because it's their habitat. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this nice scenic spot here. Um, I always believe living in tropical zone, we are never too far from our nearest meal. If you start observing and if you know what to eat, what all you can use as food, you're never too far from your food. I just came here, I was walking and then I noticed something here. See, these leaves are edible. These leaves are edible and they actually are a close relative or the wild cousin of what we call as recognized as gongura. Okay, so we make nice pappu out of this. They are a little sour in taste.
Pundi soppu.
Pundi soppu. Yeah. But the wild cousin. You can imagine how much of phytochemicals are getting into my body.
Yes.
And they'll definitely have a positive impact because this is what our ancestors used to do, right? Before we started agriculture, we used to forage. We were hunters and gatherers, and this is how we lived. So that is part of us. Unfortunately, we have made food into a commodity these days, and we are taking in things that we are not supposed to be eating at all. So I don't really understand how the definition of food has changed over the years. So it's high time that we come back to our natural food and realize where we are going wrong. Because what's happening is, for me it's fine, I like my taste, the tongue tells this is great, but then the body starts saying, yuck, what is this you have put into my into me? How am I supposed to process it? Your gut doesn't know what to do with your all those heavily processed food. So unfortunately, we are also adding a lot of chemicals with it, antibiotics and various whatnot. So our gut microbes are actually going for a toss. So the number one issue today is how do we maintain our health, or how do we maintain ourselves as human beings. So this is the real challenge, and this question needs to be asked, and every child in every school need to be taught about this. But I haven't come across any school which still focuses on any of these things called education as part of education. We always study to become something, but we are already something and we don't want to retain that and value that state of who we are. So nature inspires through all of its initiatives is helping everyone to realize and connect back to themselves, be it the Sogadu Sante, where all the lesser known and wild and forgotten foods are introduced back to the community, or Sanjeevini, the nursery, wherein all the native species are restored and brought back into our ecosystem. And Suyana is our agri-tourism initiative, Sustainable Yana, Suyana. And of course, all of this happens at Chiguru Eco Space, which is the Biodiversity Education Center. And finally, all of these put together is Susiksha, Sustainable Sikshana, or what United Nations calls it as Education for Sustainable Development, ESD. And they have set a deadline as 2030 for this, but just 5 years away from us, and how ready are we? That's a big question. But anyway, that's food for thought. Now if you look at the environment here, I always tell young kids who come with me to this place, this sight of being here humbles everyone. If there's any ego left in any of us, just being here in this ecosystem puts us into the right perspective. This is another very interesting plant. It's called night queen or Ratri Rani. These flowers bloom in the dark, in the night, and they give out such wonderful fragrance that it can be felt almost 100 200 meters away. So it is so intoxicating that you'll start feeling really in heaven, and then it just goes on for the whole night, and early morning again there won't be a trace of the smell or anything, and they just look normal. So there are amazing stuff like this which are around us, and they only pleading for some space to grow. All we need to do is give them some space and tell them that you are important, stay with us. And that unfortunately we're not doing. We're just trying to live life our way. Chiguru Eco Space, I hope I have given a glimpse of what it can be. And this can go on, I'll tell you. We can discuss about many other things. I have one plant called Barbados cherries. They have maximum vitamin C known to man. And just by having 1 or 2 fruits a day, we can stay healthy. So there are umpteen opportunities for us to stay healthy and live a life close to nature and live a meaningful life. So it's our choice. So I only request people to come out of cities like Bangalore once in a while, experience this wilderness and stay connected with who you really are, because that's important. Without that, we are bound to suffer. And bring your kids out into the wild. Autism is on the rise. 1 out of 3 kids unfortunately are facing issues of autism and ADHD, and there's a reason why all of this is happening. So there's a nice book called Last Child in the Woods by Richard Lew, which introduces a word called nature deficit disorder. So by not being with nature, we are bound to suffer. So nature inspires is a place where you get an opportunity to relive those moments and understand our symbiotic relationship with these heavenly things called plants. Thank you.